Home sharing platform Airbnb has significantly increased its marketing and spends here in India in the recent weeks because it hopes to garner a bigger share of the market over here. To understand its investment plans and why it will stay different from the likes of Oyo and Stayzilla, we do have Amanpreet Bajaj, country manager of Airbnb, joining us on the show. Amanpreet, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on ET Now, Startup Central. It's been 1.5 years since you took charge at Airbnb. It was largely low profile, but now it has become this, extremely visible brand. Your co-founder also visited India recently. Take us through the growth that you see for yourself in this market and the trends that you witnessed.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We are at a very exciting stage in India today. India is a thriving economy. More people are traveling, whether it's domestically or overseas. More and more people are logging onto the internet. So we see this as a great opportunity for Airbnb to increase its footprint in India. If you see, experts have pegged the India travel market at about $40 billion by 2020. And increasingly, we are seeing a lot of this business happening on Airbnb. So, just to give you numbers, our listings in India have grown by about 115% year on year. Inbound travel into multiple Indian cities has grown by about 184%. And this is going to multiple cities within India. Indians traveling overseas as a number is also increasing multifold. So that's about 185% growth year on year. So really, we have built a lot of great momentum in India. And I think more and more Indians are now looking to have, unique, authentic local experiences via Airbnb. So very exciting times here in growing the market right now.
Amanpreet, take us through the model that you will bring to India. I mean, will it be the same home sharing model? The most comparable competitors here in Oyo or Stayzilla have gone the aggregation way. But do you see a strong case, to continue the home sharing model in India as well?
Sure. Airbnb is a pioneer in the global home sharing model, and we would want to continue with that model in India. So clearly, the names that you've mentioned, there are different value propositions that each one of us offer. We believe the hospitality market is growing very vast, and it's a big market for all of us to coexist. The idea is, we want more and more Indians to seek unique, local, and authentic experiences by staying with locals. And I think that's a new way of travel that more and more people are seeking. So we would want to continue with that model in India. And as I said, we've seen some great growth. So we have more than 18,000 listings in India now, spread across more than 100 cities throughout the country. And these are people sharing their homes. There are people sharing private rooms, entire apartments. We have listings at various price points. So you could end up, if you want a room in a small city like Dehradun, you could get a private room there, or you could end up booking an entire apartment or a home in, say, a city like Bombay, or even a penthouse for about 10,000 rupees a night. Or you could even end up spending, a weekend with your friends in a luxurious villa in Goa with pool access and all those amenities. So we want to offer a breadth of offerings, and we see all of those coming in India. What's unique and amazing in India is that, we have some great unique places also coming on the platform. So we have houseboats in different parts of the country. We have earth and mud houses, which is very unique to India, and forts and palaces and old havelis that are coming, in places like Rajasthan. So clearly, a lot of unique places are on offer for people to seek unique experiences in India.
All right, Aman, I want to understand, are there cultural issues attached as well as far as home sharing in India as a concept is concerned? Out of the listings that you have so far, take us to the majority of people who have opened out their homes in terms of cities. And also, are these people who own multiple homes, as investments?
So I think it's a blend of everything. People are sharing private rooms. In fact, some of our most interesting host stories come from people who are sharing up their homes and inviting people to stay with them. Again, our host community in India is very diverse and varied. A lot of people have taken up hosting in India in multiple cities. So it's not just a big metro phenomena, as you said, but I think we're seeing growth in tier 2, tier 3 towns, in big tourist destinations and big metros. And there are multiple reasons for people to start hosting. We have have, we have professionals on the platform that look at additional income coming from hosting to pursue their passions. A lot of great stories that we hear from, retired officials or senior citizens who have taken up hosting in India, where they have empty spaces in their houses, but they're monetizing that by bringing in more and more house guests. So a clear story. I met up with a host couple from Agra very recently, and they had a very interesting story to share. Their children have moved out of their homes studying abroad, so they have a place, and they were very lonely per se, but over the last 1.5 years, they have hosted more than 200 guests from around the world, and they clearly say that this has brought a cheer to their lives, and basically they say they don't even have to step out of their homes to travel. So, Airbnb is bringing travel to their doorsteps. There are multiple motivations for people to start hosting in India, and we see a great brand across the country.
Amanpreet, globally, Airbnb is also on a mega funding drive. I mean, there was a report yesterday that said they're looking to raise $500 million at some $30 billion valuation. How much of that is going to come to India? Take us through your investment plans going forward.
So India is definitely a strategically important market for Airbnb, and you heard our co-founder Nathan talk about it earlier this year when he visited the country. So India is one of the top markets to focus on this year. We are seeing good growth and good momentum across all the segments that I mentioned. So we will continue to invest in areas whichever it is necessary. In terms of marketing, clearly we want more and more Indians to get exposed to the concept of Airbnb, and our recent marketing campaign Live There, which we recently launched, is basically aimed at educating more and more people about the authentic and magical experiences that the Airbnb platform has to offer. So clearly, we are a priority for the company as a whole. The momentum is helping us in build up a great growth story, and we are focused on understanding the local dynamics of the market and localize and adapt as much as possible so that our community in India gets the best benefit of the Airbnb platform.
All right, Aman, take us through the goals and more importantly, the traction that you expect to see for Airbnb in the Indian market over the next year or so, considering you have stepped up all kinds of efforts over here.
So our goals are very clear. We want to bring this concept to more and more people in India, and we are seeing this take off in multiple markets. We would continue to invest in making more and more people aware about this. We would continue to invest so that more and more people understand the benefits of hosting as well as the benefits of traveling on Airbnb. And we see that this number of growth would only increase from here and here. So I cannot comment on specific goals, but all I can say is that we're going all out in building the market in India so that more and more Indians get a great opportunity to have magical experiences on Airbnb.
Finally, Amanpreet, before we let you go, on the monetization side, a lot of internet companies say they face challenge in India because of the high customer acquisition costs that they see here compared to other markets. Take us through how your own experience has been in this area.
So, if you look at our growth in the past few years, it has been great. Our community helps us bring a lot of word of mouth. So a lot of people have come onto the platform after hearing some great experiences that people have had when they travel on Airbnb. So when we look at this model, we feel that if the value proposition is right, more and more people would come on board, and then travel is something that you do multiple times in a year, whether it's international or domestic. So we see that there is great potential in introducing this concept to Indian people, and when people love it and have positive experiences, they would want to do more and more of this. So we are seeing some healthy repeat rates in India, and we are very confident that more and more people would want to travel on Airbnb going forward.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.